Hello everyone. Now, you will hear a short retelling of the film Newcomer of the Year. Watching. The sports commentator swears at the broken equipment and complains that their team has not won the championship since 1928. But despite this, the Chicago Caps have an ardent fan, a schoolboy named Henry. He and his friends rush to the school stadium. The guy hopes that at least today, he will be released on the field, but he can't even catch the sandwich his mom threw him. Henry waited in the wings. He came out instead of the sickly bespectacled man. The kid needed to catch the ball, but he was confused when the cap got in his eyes. Finally, the clumsy man picked up the ball, but threw it in a completely different direction, outside the stadium. Henry's father was a baseball player, a pitcher, that is, he threw a ball. But Henry can only dream of such a position on the field. Mom's boyfriend Jack does not like Henry at all. According to the boy, he is in too much of a hurry to join their family. But Henry himself is staring at a girl named Becky. Yesterday's opponents mock Henry, and better launched the ball into the air. The kid decided that it was a matter of honor to catch him, because Becky was looking at him. But when I ran forward, I stepped on another ball, flew up, and fell right on my hand. The limb was broken, and the boy will have to walk with a cast for 4 months, all summer for a smart. Now everyone is laughing at Henry, and the limb raised up gives him a lot of inconvenience. After a while, the doctor says that everything is fine with the bone, but the collarbone behaves strangely. He asks Henry to move his hand, and when she had to let go, she seemed to spring up and slap the man on the nose with all her might. Mom gave her son and his friends tickets to the game. Only 300 spectators came to see it. During the match, the ball flew into the stands. It had to be thrown back onto the field, but the chubby peasant could not cope with this task. The boys are cheering up the old star pitcher, nicknamed Rocket, but again an unsuccessful throw, but the ball got to the schoolchildren. But they did not dare to throw it back. Suddenly they will be shown on TV. Therefore, Henry took responsibility. The hand creaked, and the ball flew back onto the field with incredible speed. Everyone immediately began to look unique, and the commentator concluded that the team is constantly losing, because even among the audience, there are much more talented athletes. The managers hoped to save the club, and somehow increase the attendance of the stadium. Therefore, when Larry Fisher found out that this genius was also a boy, he was fired up with the idea of finding him. Henry himself is testing his skill in the yard, but his friends got scared, and the ball broke the neighbor's window. Instead of Henry's mother, Jack is talking to Fisher. It is he who is going to become a schoolboy's manager. But in order for a guy to become a professional athlete, first you need to get permission from your mom. A huge number of reporters are present at the press conference. They don't believe in the prodigy's abilities, and throws him a ball. But the cunning Fisher offers everyone to come to the stadium and see everything there. Henry wasn't even allowed through the players' entrance right away, but his friends still had to stay outside. No one in the locker room took Henry seriously, but he himself is delighted. Right in front of him are all his idols, and he asked Chad Rocket for an autograph, but the gloomy guy refused him. A minor league coach, Phil Brickma, works with the team, an extremely strange character. Henry was too shy to change in front of everyone, and put on his uniform only when everyone had left. Today there is a real full house at the stadium. Everyone can't wait to see the young talent. Henry tries to cheer Chad up, but only irritates him, and the other players are not particularly friendly with him. Fisher decided that it was time to show the audience why they had come here, so he ordered the boy to be released on the field. He will just replace Chad Rocket, who has not done anything good. The stands roar, shouting Henry's name. Put them out, Martinello says to the confused kid. He is confronted by a bearded bully, who offers Henry to call his mom. Henry looked at his mom and exhaled. He threw the ball with all his might, but the big guy easily coped with his serve and launched the ball into the sky. Henry got quite nervous, and the next ball hit the betterer in the leg. He already wants to just leave the field. The third throw turned out to be quite strange, but nevertheless, it was he who brought victory to the team. Martinello assigns Chad to mentor and train a new player. Fame is bearing fruit, and now Becky is already asking Henry to sit at more than one table. This is no less stressful for him than the first game. But the fat man does not get lost, and flirts with Becky's girlfriend. Friends are building their own boat, and when they are done, they will definitely invite the girls to swim on it. Henry moved on to his first training session. Coach Brickma shows the betterer how to hit, but every ball certainly lands on his head. Because of the mess with the boat, Henry was late and was fined $500. The guy started training. During the next match, the crowd chants, "We want Henry." The stadium is full again. If the newcomer performs well today, the Pepsi company will conclude a contract with the team. But Henry charged the player again. Martinella demands Chad to cheer Henry up. He told the ward some nonsense. As a result, neither Henry nor he did not understand what the veteran of the game meant. Peter hit the ball, and Henry thought he had messed up again, but other players say that he threw well, because he did not allow opponents to score points. This gave Henry confidence, and then he did not leave the batter a single chance. His team won. This is the longest winning streak of the team, 2 wins in a row. Chad went to the locker room before the others, but only to give the boy a gift. He signed the ball to him. In the evening, Henry ran out onto the field again to play with friends, and his mom met Chad. Henry is escorted by a whole crowd of people to his first guest game. On the plane, the coach taught him how to steal food so that no one would notice, and Chad called him over and asked him not to call him a rocket anymore because he was too slow to throw because of a sore shoulder. In the hotel, the guy has an adjacent room with the coach Brickmo. The weirdo reminded him not to be late for the game, but by chance, he himself was trapped between the doors, and there was no one to help him. Henry is already showing a great game on the field. Martinello decided to put the young player in the position of a beater, which he is absolutely not happy about, but it causes maximum emotions in the audience. Henry was scared of the ball flying at him, and fell to the ground. The same thing happened the second time, but in the end, the pitcher made a mistake, and Henry ran to base. There he began to mock the players of the opposing team, and drive them out of themselves. Henry forced the pitcher to throw the ball at him, and was able to run to the next base. The boy doesn't stop. As a result, the irritated pitcher made an unsuccessful throw, and Henry and another Chicago Caps player ran through all the remaining bases, and earned a bunch of points. In the evening, the maid finally released the coach. The team managers and Jack earn a lot of money from the kid, and he continues his successful performance in the league. Henry was surrounded by reporters. Chad helped him get out of the crowd and get to his mom. The 3 of them ran away, and escaped from their pursuers in a limousine. The trio is having a nice time, and then Henry turned on romantic music, and Mom realized what she was hinting at. At the party, she and Chad are already dancing a slow dance. Frowning Jack angrily looks at them from the side. Fisher came up to him, and told him that the guy wanted to buy the New York Yankees for $25 million, and as Henry's manager, Jack will get 10% of that amount. All that is required of him is to force his mother to give her consent. In response, Jack also asks for one favor, to fire Chad from the team. Chubby is angry at his friend. He didn't come to fix the boat. Henry was busy filming a commercial at the time. His mom didn't even look at what she was signing when Jack handed her the papers. When Henry finally ran to his friends, the fat man attacked him, and everything came to a fight. Fisher called Chad into his office. He allegedly got tired of waiting for the player's arm to heal, so he will sit on the bench until the end of the season, and then leave the team. In the car, Chad asks the kid not to take the game too seriously, because someday it will end, sooner or later the talent will run out. At home, Henry is arguing with Jack. He doesn't want to go to the commercial shoot, he wants to play with friends. Jack yelled at the boy, and also said nasty things about his father. Hearing this, Mom told Jack to get out. Then he declares that they will all move to New York together anyway. The nerves of the woman gave up, and she sent the scoundrel into a knockout. In fact, Henry's father was not a great baseball player. He abandoned his mother as soon as she became pregnant. The guys finished the boat without Henry, but they invited him on board anyway. The girls were just relaxing on the beach, and also jumped into the boat. Henry and his mom came to the owner of the team. The boy says he won't play next season, he wants to do other things. And it also turned out that Fisher was going to sell the young pitcher, without the owner's knowledge. Despite Fisher's instructions, Martinella called Chad to the field first. Today is the most important game of the season, so the coach ran into the back room to get his mascot, and was locked up again. The owner never went down to the audience, because he was afraid that he would be torn apart. And now, decades later, he found out that a hot dog already costs as much as $3. Unfortunately, Chad's hand failed, and the opponent earned extra points. Martinella already wanted to replace him, but Rocket asked for another chance. The veteran put all his strength into the throw, and the bat shattered into splinters, and the hand was finally ruined. But Chad earned such important points. He was replaced on the field by Henry, and he did not allow the opponent to earn a single point. At the end of the match, he needs to go on the field again. It depends on him whether the team will make the playoffs. But then, Henry steps on the ball again, and falls to the ground just like that time. The hand has cracked, and no longer makes strange creaking sounds when moving. To begin with, the guy decided to warm up, but the ball barely reached the catcher. Henry has lost his superpower. But the future of the team depends on his throws. But nothing happens, he spoils one serve after another. Henry called the whole team to him, and told them that he was no longer able to throw, but he had a cunning plan. He swapped the ball for a sack, and the ball itself ended up with a player at first base. Then Henry mocks the player. Allegedly he is a coward and is afraid to run to the next base. It was another trick that brought results. An aggressive bully came out on the field, who had previously mocked the kid. Henry deceived him with the first throw. The big guy launched the second ball into the sky, but he flew out. What's to come up with now? He has no more ideas. Henry looked at his mother, and then found her name on his father's old glove. It turns out not the father, but the mother played baseball. It inspired the guy. The woman gave a hint to twist. The big guy growled at the young pitcher, and he launched the ball up an unusual trajectory. And the bearded man missed. Now he is beating on the ground in hysterics. The following season, Henry plays in the school team for his own pleasure, and Chad Rocket became the coach of the team.